there was a security breach at Parliament. Firecrackers set off outside Parliament. Protests took place outside Parliament, and that's when firecrackers were set off outside Parliament. What we can see is that an individual has been detained, I believe, by the police. They're taking him away from the spot where firecrackers were set off. Aishwarya is joining us with more details. Aishwarya, what can we see? A female cop there, also taking along with her a lady who seems to be chanting slogans. And on your screens are visuals of the firecracker that was set off outside Parliament. So a security breach there. However, it was minor, although these are visuals of the firecrackers being set off outside the Parliament in the premise. Two individuals, according to the visuals that we're getting, it looks like two individuals have been detained so far. Aishwarya is joining us with more details. Aishwarya, I'm just going by what the visuals, show. Two individuals, one man, one lady being taken away by the police.
Well, if you can see these visuals as well, these are the two protesters who are walking around. आप लोग किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से हैं? आप लोग किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से हैं? आपने क्यों प्रोटेस्ट किया? आपने क्यों प्रोटेस्ट किया? आप लोग किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से बता सकते हैं? Well, these are the two protesters which the Delhi police is currently detaining over here. कौन है आप लोग? कहाँ से आए हो आप लोग? क्यों आपने प्रोटेस्ट किया? क्यों प्रोटेस्ट किया आपने? कहाँ से आए? Well, there you can see Delhi police taking away these two protesters who were busting deckers outside the Parliament premises, and due to that, certainly what we can see over here as well, there are which have been placed and heavy security has been deployed outside the Parliament premises. Sequence were seen inside the Parliament premises as well.
Right.
People jumped.
What you are telling us, Aishwarya, is another breaking input that we are getting. So, security breach not just outside, but I believe inside the Parliament as well. There was a breach of security in Lok Sabha. A man jumped from visitors' gallery. So, two visuals now on your screens. On one hand, you saw firecrackers being set off outside the Parliament, and there are visuals coming in from inside Lok Sabha. According to the reports that we are getting, and we're playing out the visuals, a man jumped from the visitors' gallery. You can see that man wearing a dark blue attire. He jumped from the visitors' gallery. We don't know who this individual is. We'll try and connect with the reporters to get you more details, but this definitely is a massive security breach. The proceeding was on. That's when this man jumped from visitors' gallery. These are visuals from inside Lok Sabha. We have live reactions coming in.
तो उसने जूते पकड़ लिया, उसको दूसरे को भी पकड़ लिया, पीछे को भी। उसके बाद में अचानक गैस आना स्टार्ट हुआ, तो उसके जूते में था, कहीं था मालूम नहीं था। येलो कलर का गैस है, थोड़ा सा बर्निंग हो रहा है नाक में उसके। तो वहाँ हम थे, तो बाद में पुलिस पकड़ लिया। एक मुझे लगता है एक को पकड़ा हुआ है अभी भी, दूसरे को भी पकड़ा हुआ है अंदर, अभी चल रही है।
तो आप लोगों ने क्या मैंने फिर आप लोग क्या कार्रवाई रुक गई, फिर क्या हुआ?
वो तो स्थगित हो गया। अभी वो पुलिस यहाँ की जो सिक्योरिटी कार्रवाई करेगी ना, सारे सांसद वहाँ खड़े थे, उसको जो थोड़ा सा मूर्छित था, देखते वो गैस के कारण क्या हो गया पता नहीं है, लेकिन चिल्लाया नहीं, वो कुछ घोषणा नहीं दी, पता नहीं चला किस लिए दे।
चोट भी लगा? नहीं,
किसी को भी नहीं लगी चोट, किसी को भी नहीं लगी, क्योंकि वो कुत्ते आए, पीछे खाली बेंच थे, तो पकड़ लिया उसको चारों तरफ से। बीच में जो हमारा पैसेज होता है जाने के लिए, उसमें पकड़ लिया उसको।
सरकार के कौन कौन मंत्री थे?
अश्विनी जी थे, और अपने और भी एक स्वास्थ्य मंत्री भी थे, 2 मंत्री थे अंदर।
आज बहुत ही बड़ा सिक्योरिटी हुआ है, जब देश जो है संसद पर अटैक की 21 साल हुए हैं। आज हम अपने उन शहीद सुरक्षा कर्मियों को जो है श्रद्धांजलि दे रहे हैं, और इसमें ये पता करने की जरूरत है कि किसके पास पर आए ये लोग, कहां से आए। जैसा कि भी प्राइमा फेसी पता चला है कि कोई मैसूर के सांसद प्रताप सिम्हा जी के गेस्ट के रूप में पास पर आया है। कोई सागर करके, उसका जब देखा तो उसका नाम कोई सागर करके है, जो जिस लड़के को एक को पकड़ा है। एग्जैक्टली वो पब्लिक गैलरी में से ऊपर से कूदे, कुछ वो जब कूदे तो एकदम से धुआं जो है वो वहां पर जो है वह अफरा तफरी मच गई, सब लोग बाहर आ गए। लोग
जहां मेरी सीट है उसके ऊपर गैलरी की तरफ से पहले एक कूदा, फिर दूसरा कूदा, और जो अंदर चलने की जगह होती है उसके बजाय 20 सीटों के ऊपर कर कूद के आ रहे थे। तो हम 7-8 एमपी उसकी तरफ भागे, और जब उसको लगा कि घेर लिए तो एक ने उसमें से एक जूता निकाला और जूते में से कोई चीज निकाली, और जैसे ही निकाल के उसने कोई चीज खोली तो धुआं निकलना शुरू हुआ। फिर हम लोगों ने पकड़ के उसकी पिटाई भी की, फिर सिक्योरिटी वाले भी आ गए, फिर उठाकर रख के लेके गए हैं। कुछ तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी, इस तरह का कुछ वो बोल रहा था।
All right, we have MP Arvind Sawant joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sawant, can you help us understand what happened? What did you see? Okay, I think we've lost that line with Arvind Sawant, but we did play out his reaction when he came outside, and in fact, Danish Ali as well. Both of them describing what transpired. We have our executive editor Madhav joining us with more details. So, according to the MPs, there were two individuals who jumped from the gallery, and the moment they jumped, someone took out something from their shoe, and then there was smoke.
Well, that's the information. Again, still preliminary details, but a huge security breach taking place on the 22nd anniversary of the Parliament attack. One, of course, firecrackers outside of Parliament, but the second, more serious because it's happened inside the new Parliament buildings, Lok Sabha. This is the visual. I'm just going to play out this. You can see this individual over here. If you can see this person, here's the individual who you can see is jumping across the benches before he is overpowered. We can't for sure say who the second individual in this is, but this for sure is the individual of who in fact has entered the Lok Sabha chamber. Let's quickly play out that and just show you what has happened. You can see how he is charging, and then he's seen, holding something in his hand. Various members, and in fact over there he is overpowered. At that point of time, the House gets adjourned. Let's just go through the visuals. Rajendra Agarwal is the person in the chair of the Speaker. He's officiating chairperson at that point of time, and you can see how this individual is jumping across benches. You can see him literally lurching from bench to bench. He's holding some papers or something in his hand, and it's at that point of time that MPs, come all around him. So this is that very moment when the individual enters the Parliament. Of course, he does not reach the well, though it appears that he's headed in the direction of the well. Just about 4 or 5 benches before that, he is stopped by various members of Parliament and the watch and ward personnel who are present inside the Lok Sabha. A huge breach as it appears to have taken place. Remember that Parliament is virtually a fortress during this entire season. After the Parliament attack, there have been several measures that have been taken to fortify the entire Parliament security campus, and there are a number of measures. For instance, even the passes issued, there's a rigorous security protocol that takes place before all of that is implemented. Now, with this particular breach, there's bound to be serious questions as to what has happened, who is responsible for this breach, and how an individual such as this could have entered. Remember, only those who are authorized personnel, either officials of the Government of India who have some business at that point of time, members of Parliament or their officials, ministry officials whose matters may be coming up and may be related to any of the ministers inside the Parliament, or media personnel who are authorized are allowed inside. Over and above that, from the galleries, the only persons who are authorized are visitors, and those are largely visitors whose access is authorized or controlled by various members of Parliament. So we will have to find out who that person is who has actually entered here. Did he have an authorized pass? And if he did have an authorized pass, who is the individual who authorized the entry of this person into the Lok Sabha gallery, where he has very clearly committed a breach of the security rules, conduct and customs that are there inside the Lok Sabha? That's a big question that certainly needs to be asked at this point of time, and the big question at this point of time is who is going to be held responsible. Very shocking pictures that we've seen coming out of the Lok Sabha this afternoon.
Absolutely. Now, both outside and inside the Parliament, security breach, and the investigating agencies will also look into whether these individuals were related. Was it done in a planned manner?